Last week, NASA celebrated a successful commercial launch to the moon, one of the first in many, many years. Here to talk more with us about it is Joel Kearns. He is NASA's Deputy Associate Administrator for Exploration. Hello, Joel. How you doing?
Hi, things are great. Thanks for having me.
I know you guys are very excited. Soon you'll have one of the first commercial landings on the moon since 1972. Is that correct?
That's right.
What's taking us so long? Let me ask you that first of all.
Well, I would say that we've spent a lot of time exploring other planets robotically since then. But for the past couple of years, there's been a renewed focus to go to the moon and explore places of the moon that have never been explored before by anyone, and potentially use the moon as a jumping off point to send astronauts from there all the way out to Mars and other planets.
Wow. Now, this does not have any humans on it. This is carrying cargo. Tell me about this mission.
That's right. This is part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services Initiative, or CLPS, where instead of building our own spaceships or having our own mission, we go out and buy passage on U.S. companies' missions that are going to the moon. Now, NASA initiated this idea of CLPS several years ago because we knew we wanted to go back to the moon over and over to prepare to send astronauts there, understand the moon better, and as I said, using it as a jumping off point to go to other destinations like Mars. So we're really good at NASA at building robotic space probes. You see that with the James Webb Space Telescope and the Mars rovers, and bringing pieces of asteroids back to Earth from faraway asteroids. But we knew we would be going back to the moon many, many, many times for different types of scientific and exploration work we wanted to do. So instead of doing that ourselves, we put the challenge out to U.S. companies and said, look, we will buy passage for our equipment and our experiments on a mission that you want to run. And that means it's your mission. We want you to safely get our equipment to the moon robotically and get us our information back. But we're not going to do it. We're going to rely on you to do it. We're going to buy passage from you instead of doing it ourselves. And that's the new way we've been working the last 5 years for these robotic moon landings.
Wow. Now, I understand this mission is to the south pole of the moon. Is there a reason why that particular region?
Yes, it's a great area of interest for the future where folks want to go to the moon, both to answer scientific questions about how the Earth and the moon formed, but also to see if it's true what some of our scientific instruments tell us, which is that it's possible that there is frozen ice underneath the soil, the regolith that's in the south pole part of the moon. And if that's there, it could not only answer questions about how did water come to be on Earth and the other small rocky planets in our solar system, but could we use that water ice for something in the future? Could we make rocket fuel out of it, air, things, drinking water, things that astronauts could use so they could sustainably explore the moon and not have to bring everything from Earth?
Wow, that sounds very exciting. We're hearing this talk about lunar economy. Is that what you meant when you talked about the businesses together?
Yes. Well, not only are we going out and in effect hitching a ride on U.S. companies' missions, but we want them to try to bring together other organizations, commercial companies, maybe governments outside the United States, companies outside the United States that also want to do work on the moon. You'll notice that on this Intuitive Machines mission, which again is not NASA's mission, it's a company's mission, there were 6 NASA experiments that we paid to have them take to the moon. But I think they also have 6 experiments that they went off and contracted with other people. In addition to that, so that's like one aspect of it. In addition to that, one of the things we found out when we started CLPS 6 years ago was it turned out there were no suppliers on Earth actually to build these lunar landers. In other words, if you needed moon-sized rocket engines or fuel tanks or sensors, there actually wasn't a big set of suppliers to do that. So over the past 6 years, these CLPS companies, these private companies have generated this whole supplier network around the United States in order to build lunar landers and infrastructure like communications and power generation and things like that. What we're hoping is that years from now, as there are more and more flights to the moon, that there will be U.S. companies and other organizations going to these CLPS lander companies to take things to the moon, to charter whole missions, to accomplish their own commercial goals that really have nothing to do with NASA's business.
We have a timeline for when we'll send the next humans to the moon?
Yeah, NASA announced that we will be sending the first crew in many years to orbit the moon in late 2025, and then we're targeting to land the first humans at the south pole of the moon at the end of 2026.
Last question for you, Joel, and I don't know if you can answer this or not, but is all this an attempt maybe to have people like humans living on the moon possibly one day?
Well, I know that there's, we want to go send people to the moon for the long term to study the moon. I think that we're going to learn how straightforward it is to keep people on the moon for long periods of time. But I can certainly envision the day in the future when people are living and working on the moon all the time.
Wow. Could be years to come, but could be right around the corner. We never know, right? Joel Carnes with NASA, really appreciate you joining us. Have a great day.
Hey, thank you.